Hey guys, it's Alex here. We got something special for you on this episode. Jason's traveling, so he will not be able to get on with me to recap the Ryder Cup. So we brought someone else in. So make sure you stay tuned for a special guest here. And also, just remember we release new episodes every Wednesday morning on Spotify and YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to be notified. All right, welcome back to another episode of Scrambling Dads. You got Jason and Alex here. Jason, it's a little bit later than we normally do, which is slightly unfortunate. I have to drive to Tyler tomorrow for a college recruiting trip, so I have a 2.5 hour drive at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, this is not great timing on my wife having a work event tonight, me playing single dad, and us recording 30, 45 minutes later than we typically do.
That's rough. Wait, so you're going on a college recruiting? Are you going back to school or something?
Yeah, my work said, you're not smart enough for the role you play, so we actually need you to go back to school and learn a little bit more. So,
Okay. They found out the degree was false.
yeah, I forged my degree. I didn't actually go to Purdue. I just found it on. It was actually just a degree in a frame at Hobby Lobby when I was decorating my house. I thought it looked good. Pasted my name in there. I thought it would fly.
Why not? Yeah, they just
Well,
said, "Hey, it's not a Texas school, and we don't count it."
Yeah, they didn't actually fact check it.
Yeah.
No, I guess as part of my role of, running operations, I have to go hire the new generation. As I think the problem is they see that I have no hair and I have more grays coming out of my beard. That they're like, you're getting old. We need to find some replacements for you.
They're sending you to career day, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta go to a career fair. I gotta go talk to God knows how many college kids tomorrow. I gotta shake some hands, ask the same 10 questions over and over, answer the same 5 questions over and over. They're gonna say, what do y'all build? What do you do? Are y'all looking for people? All this stuff. And I'm gonna say, what's your favorite subject? Why do you want to be in construction? It's I used to, I roll my eyes. I used to do
Can
this.
AI just do it?
Yeah, that'd be great. I used to do this when right after I got out of school and came to Dallas. The company I worked for recruited big out of Purdue. So they were always like, cool, we like grabbing the guys that just graduated because they have a relationship to the professors and some of the other kids. So you can help bring them in. So for probably 4 years after I graduated, I went up to Purdue twice a year and recruited. It is actually fun. And this is different. This is a drive there. I'm there for 5 hours with our HR guy, and then come back. Whereas Purdue was like a 3-day trip because you go the day before. There's events that you go to. There's happy hours, and then you have the career fair, and then the next day you have some interviews in the morning, and then you fly home. So this isn't that bad. I'll be back home by dinner time. And Grayson has a baseball game at 7:45, so it'll be a full day for me tomorrow.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I want to address the lack of a third person on the podcast. We've been saying that Mike's going to come back on and give us his spiel on his rounds and everything. That got postponed because there's been some conversations behind the scenes. Mikey, with the new move, they just moved and getting settled down in South Texas now. His wife is deep in 3rd trimester. I mean, she's due what, early November?
I think that's what he said.
Late October sometime. So I mean, she's deep into she's at that close to full term.
Yeah, around the corner
stage of the pregnancy and it's late summer. And I know she has a pretty demanding full-time job. Plus they have the toddler. So he has made the decision to maybe step back a little bit from being on every week. I think he's still going to try to look at doing some more guest role type stuff after the new year, after baby's here and they get back in a new routine and they're settled into their new house. But him and I did have a pretty good conversation around all of that, and it is what it is. It's life. That's exactly why we kind of started this. Was it's all these priorities and all this. Golf isn't just the only thing we do. We're dads. We're husbands. And right now, his priorities and focus needs to be somewhere else, and we 100% respect that and look forward to having him on as a guest in the future.
Mm-hmm. Especially, the timing might work out too with him. Obviously, I've been through the whole new baby routine again, second time around, like 20 years later. But yeah, I think it'll be good. But the timing could work out because come around January, a whole bunch of new clubs are going to be released. So be curious to see when all that kind of starts rolling around, the Golf Digest, hot list, and see what's the new hot ticket item TaylorMade or Callaway bring out at that time and get some insight.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You generally start seeing some new clubs peak out around the century every year, which that's something as you and I text and talk about how we want to structure and what we want to talk about on these things. We haven't even talked about the fact that they moved the century from Kapalua this year because of the drought.
I saw a picture of this year, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Devastating
For Hawaii.
That's a gorgeous course, and it is always. Texas doesn't get that bad. We have our spurts of bad winter, but we're still playing golf. Yeah, it's yellow grass and gloomy and cold, but I mean, we're not like the snowbirds that have to deal with inches and feet of snow. But the century is always kind of a welcomed sight because you see the whales coming out of the water and it's the Hawaiian hula music or luau music.
All of it.
It's fun to get in the vibe, and you start to hear that music, you start to see those scenes, and you're like, oh, the big players are back. We're 3 months away from the Masters, and you're starting to kind of ramp in. So I'm gonna miss that. I don't know where they're gonna do it this year. I don't know if they've chosen a new site, but
hopefully they find maybe there's a different course in Hawaii that's got better irrigation, but that is just really bizarre. Hawaii is in that bad of a drought, just considering
they
obviously
have 2 tournaments in Hawaii back to back, right? Because they have the Century,
the Sony, the Sony.
Yeah. So
I think it's on the same island.
Moving, is it?
I haven't heard, but I believe they're the same island, just down. And I believe I've played Kapalua, like 20 years ago, and I want to say I played the resort where Sony's at, but I didn't play the specific course that they play on.
Gotcha.
It's a much easier layout, I think, the Sony, if I recall. It's like much flatter. I don't want to say like inland, you get some water views, but it's definitely not on the coast edge like Kapalua.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not, but well, that'll be interesting. Interesting to see. But do some big news. Since Mike's not on, I'm gonna cover this for him in a very short form. Mikey broke into single digit handicap on that golf trip. I saw that and I didn't say anything. He did post it on Instagram, so I feel comfortable saying that's public knowledge. I was trying to save that for him. So he went out. And
was he like a 10-1 or something?
Oh, he was like a 10-2. Now he's a 9-8.
Okay.
He went out 3 rounds and shot 88, 91, 82. And the 82 was a 9-2, I think, on his gin. So that's what brought him down past that rank. So that was the outlier. I told you last week he had 2 that kind of landed right on top of each other, that 88, 91. But that 82 was, 7 strokes better. So I have not talked to him about the rounds. We haven't been texting that much. Like I said, he's been pretty busy. And the little bit we have talked has been, I'm going to call it work focused, pod focused, right? Talking about the future of this. So we haven't talked about, literally have not talked about the golf trip at all. So I'd be interested to hear from him on that 82, what he was feeling. Obviously, I know he's pretty excited about being single digit handicap. He's been putting a lot of work in.
Yeah, of course. And then, I mean, it does. I mean, it'd be curious to also the take on the course setup, the course conditions. Like, was that part of it? Obviously, technique and work, all that, but just did everything just set up for him on that particular course? Like,
Well,
you know it, I know it. There's certain courses that just play well to your game, your style, or your thought process.
yeah, and before he was going, we were talking about his shaft, right? Because he was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to get that one shaft in. I don't think he ended up taking it because it got in late, and he uh, couldn't get it gripped and everything or cut down. So I know he was struggling with his driver, feeling like he was struggling with his driver. That's why he got that shaft. But I don't know. So when things calm down for him, I'll shoot him a text and get a recap on why. But looks like he had a good time up there. Seems like the weather was pretty good from everything I saw social media wise. As far as the
Mm-hmm.
guys that I know that also went on that trip, they all look like they had a great time. So I'm glad for Mikey.
Yeah, like I saw the few pictures and the courses. It's gorgeous up there.
Yeah, I got dude. So I got a text from a buddy late last week, and so I passed up on this golf trip because we've well documented had some work changes earlier in this year. It just wasn't the right time for me to spend that money with airfare, food and beverage, blah blah blah. I had a buddy that texted me last Thursday evening or Friday. It's like, hey, I got one or two spots that might open on my brother-in-law's birthday trip to Arkansas. Do you want to go? I was like, passing up on two golf trips in 1 year is a little tough. So I don't know.
But
I can't. The thing is, it's less expensive than the trip would have been to Michigan, and I can drive. Like it's a 5.5 hour
mhm.
drive instead of a 3 hour flight. So if me and my buddy drive together, it's $80 worth of gas there and back. So
Where are you playing?
I don't know. They're going to the hot springs area. I don't know how much YouTube golf because honestly, I don't watch a lot of YouTube golf. Certainly, we'll catch bits and pieces here and there. Um, that kind of goes into what I want to talk about a little bit later here on screen time. But the good guys, I think, just did a trip to it's Hot Springs Village is what it's called. I think they have like 9 courses there or something like that.
Oh wait. I think I caught part of one episode on YouTube. I think they were like Peter Finch.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did the whole like good major, good cup, where it was like a 2 man. I think it was five
Yes,
2 man teams or something like that.
yes, and there was like a catch. Yes, okay, I did catch a little bit of it. Um,
Yeah, if I'm correct, that was at Hot Springs Village, and like I said,
oh,
they
okay.
have a handful of courses there. But I think it's if I go on this trip, it's I want to say 2 rounds Friday, 2 rounds Saturday. I think
Whew.
because my buddy was talking about going up, like leaving after the kids go to bed Thursday night and driving up and just driving through, like getting there around midnight or so. That way we're there for the morning. And then there was a conversation of playing a 5th round Sunday morning and then coming home. But both of us were both of us because he has another hour on hour 20 ish because he's Southwest Fort Worth. So
Oh,
he's got to come through us to get to Arkansas. So if we leave Sunday morning, he's dropping me off on the way back and then having to drive another hour. So I mean, we
yeah,
wouldn't
that's
get
a
home until
long
six,
haul on
seven.
Sunday.
Yeah, so I don't think either of us would be in if we did that. We would just play the 236 days, which that's a lot of freaking golf.
I I just know my body couldn't do it. Not if I unless right now because I'm not conditioned to. I mean, 18, I'm feeling good. 2 days in a row, which that'll be rough. I'm not
Yeah,
conditioned for that.
it I've done these trips before, and 36 is tough. I've done it where they've structured it like the first one is everyone's playing their own ball, and then the next one might be a shamble, a scramble, something like that, to where it's
Yeah,
taking a
if it's like
little bit of load off.
if it's a scramble or an alt shot, then it might make it a little easier just to mix it up. So yeah, you're not constantly hitting and draining your body. Like,
Correct. So that, I don't know. We'll see. I've barely, when I say I've barely talked to Casey about it, I mean literally barely. We had some friends over and did a little make your own pizza night in the pizza oven
nice.
on Saturday, and had a buddy, his wife, and their baby over. And it just happened to come up in conversation because he was going to Colorado to play work golf yesterday, Monday, Tuesday.
Work golf.
Well, they're doing like a business development thing, so they have a team in Colorado. So they were going up there to meet with that team, and then ended up playing. They played it like it was structured around golf, because he played 36 holes in one day. It wasn't like hey, we might play golf. It was no, we are playing. But anyways, I just happened to mention, I was like, yeah, I got an invite to do this, and Casey's ears kind of perked up, but she doesn't care for the most part, as long as it's scheduled around the kids. My biggest thing is my son is 5th grade, and he's supposed to do, like in 5th grade they do a camp field trip at a lot of schools, where they'll go away to one of the various camps around the DFW Metroplex, and they need chaperones, and he wants me to go, and I'm dreading it, but I also know, like, I don't get much more of this with him because he's in 5th grade and he's pretty close to the am embarrassed by my parents phase. So that's the week before this golf trip. So I'd be out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the following week I'd be out Friday. So I'd be very little in a 2-week span. So I've got to figure out what I'm doing.
The embarrassing thing, though, it's like kids dread the parents embarrassing them, but then as they get older, the parents thrive on embarrassing their kids. So it's like when it comes to
once they get to college, they're dying to have you come to parents' weekend.
Yeah, Maddie, we get the parents' weekend there. We're gonna go see Pay in a couple of weeks, but you better believe I'm all about now embarrassing them. Like, I don't care. I have no shame anymore.
I'll do everything I can to embarrass my boys.
Like, at this point, my life, like, whatever. I don't care. Like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Shelby embarrasses herself all the time, so.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage. My dad used to pester me all the freaking time, and he would do anything he could. And I have become my dad. Like, I constantly am pestering the kids. And the funny thing is, Bella has picked up, like, she has my personality, I think, for the most part.
Jeez.
So, like, she will pester the boys, and it's really hard. Like, it's really hard for me not to laugh, because they get so worked up. They're like, she won't do it. And they're always like trying to, I'm like, guys, she's 4 and you're 9 and 10. Like, just figure it out. Like, I'm sorry. And I should help them as a dad. Like, I should be like, Bella, respect their space. I don't want to, because it's funny. I find it funny. It's an entertainment for me.
It is entertainment. It's like, even Miles, he's only like 19 months old, but at this point, it's like, there's some things that, you want it to happen because it's funny, but at the same time, it's like, if I don't start correcting some of this now, I may have issues later. And it's like, it's a cat and mouse game. Like, I'll let you go a little bit, but we got to tighten this up. And then it's like, then it starts, he thinks it's funny and continues to be funny, but then it starts getting old for us. It's just like, okay, all right, this is enough. Like, we need to stop this. We need to start changing these behaviors, because otherwise it's going to be a
funny
mess.
The first time, but then they do it 5 more times and you're like, okay, no, please stop. It's not funny.
We're sitting at the dinner table and we're just like trying not to laugh, because it's just like last week, Miles, like, he's lately starting to get in the habit of just whatever leftover food bits he has, he just starts just throwing them across the table. And then he had a piece of strawberry, totally launched it like a basketball, dunked it in my drink, and then we just like, and he saw it go in and his eyes lit up and he was looking at us to see what we were going to do. Shelby turns her head the other way because she's sitting next to him so she can hide her laughter. And I'm sitting there staring at him just like I want to laugh, but I can't because this is not what we want at a dinner table.
No,
It's so hard.
it's so hard. I cannot remember for the life of me the situation, so it's going to lose a little bit of a landing in this concept here on a podcast. But I want to say Bella was messing with Grace, and this was probably, I don't know, a year ago ish, where she could talk, she can reason, but she's not 1-4. It was 3 ish. She was pestering him, and Grayson, we've talked about with his autism, he's got emotional regulation issues, and she was definitely bothering him, but not something that he should be like crying about, right? And I say not should be crying about, not from an insensitive spot, just like something that would make a normal person that has emotional regulation cry. Like he just shut down and started crying, right? And Bella looks at Casey and I and is like, just a straight face, goes, he's crying. And I had to turn because I almost lost it. I was like, Bella, you cannot call out your brother who has autism and emotional regulation issues and say he's crying. Like, just leave him alone. Like, I felt so bad, but I was like, I had to turn and cover my mouth because I was like, she cannot see me laugh at this. Because
She's like, I can just imagine.
Like, she's like sitting there like poking and pestering him. He starts crying. Oh, he's crying. It's like, yeah, no.
It's like a sitcom, just like poking, like he's crying now. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I wonder why. Probably because you're bothering him. You're sitting there poking him. Like, oh my gosh, she is a freaking bully, man. Love that girl.
Oh man,
she pesters to the point of exhaustion, and it is sometimes really funny. When I'm in the mood, it is funny. Tonight, playing single dad,
not in the mood.
No,
you're right.
I got home, I had to leave, and work was a freaking nightmare today. Past few days have been a nightmare at work because of one of my projects. Had to leave early because Casey is out doing the Rangers game tonight. She got an invite for work, so she's out watching the Rangers. So I had to get home, pick up kids, get them to trips lacrosse practice, get home, feed kids, get them to bed. And Bella was just on one of these I can't take anything serious modes of personality. And oh my God, I don't get worn out with her often. Like her and I kind of just feed off each other. We'll pester each other and we'll pester the boys. Tonight, like I was like, Bella, like I'm about to lose it on you. Like I need you to just do what you're told for once without questions. Like she is the reason that my work is sending me to a college because I have a lot of gray hairs. All the gray hairs are Bella. All of them. Maybe one's Casey. I'll give one to Casey.
Oh my gosh. This is what I was talking about. There's going to be a time where I'm going to guarantee within the next year, you're going to have to start drawing some lines with Bella because
I know I do.
It's just going to get...
It's so hard. I wish I would have done it your way where I had 2 girls, then a boy, or at least 1 girl and 2 boys. But like the fact that I had
I controlled that.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that I had 2 boys and now I have the little girl, like she's just my little princess and she knows how to play me. We were at dinner a couple nights ago and I can't remember what was going on, but I was getting on to her and this girl looks over at me, puckers up and said, "Daddy kiss." And Casey, just in the background, I see Casey roll her eyes. And of course, like, I'm not going to say no to that. And Casey just like behind Bella, like mimics a violin, sitting there. Grayson's like, because again, autism doesn't understand, sarcasm or idioms or anything. And he's like, "Oh, mommy, what are you doing?" She's like, "She's playing your dad like a fiddle right now. That's what she's doing." It's like, yes, I get it. I know I spoil her. She hears that she's gorgeous and pretty from me at least 100 times a day. So whoever she marries is screwed. Like, sorry.
Man. Yeah, I think Miles plays Shelby. He definitely plays her more, and she loves to cuddle him and give him all things, and it's all great and everything's fun. But I think, and he knows it. He knows I've got boundaries when it comes to certain things because I'll get them in place, but it's just funny watching him just wrap her around his finger. And
It's
just
inevitable. It's gonna happen. It's boys and moms, girls and their
mm-hmm.
dads. It just is what it is. Um, I think me personally, I've always, even with Bella, I'm still a disciplinarian. I think I am just such a disciplinarian that I had the little girl, and it's my opportunity to be soft and silly, and that's what I am. Also, I mean, with Trip, you have to remember, like, I went through a separation and
Mm-hmm.
divorce when he was 1, and then a single dad, so it wasn't as able to be that silly person.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. But got them to bed, can kind of relax until I have to wake up early.
Got him to bed. No one's crying. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a great night in our household. It was a long one. It was tough. So other thing, I have some, I don't want to say late news, but news on. We've been texting about this past 2 days. Getting some pricing on the garage simulator.
Mm-hmm.
Um, man, it's freaking expensive. Like I feel like I'm the kind of person, like, as long as you have the means to do it, I'm generally the person that, like, I'd rather just do it all or do it right
Mm-hmm.
the first time instead of do a temporary setup that I know I'm going to take down in 2 years to do a new setup. You're going to end up spending more money that way. So I'm always the
Yeah.
person, I'm like, okay, let's figure it out. Let's do it the right way. Casey always says that about me. Like, I don't half-ass anything. Like, I do it the right way the first time. It's expensive to do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I got the text because I have a guy, just from doing construction, and I've done some simulator builds in commercial buildings. So I just I had a connection with someone that does this. So I'm texting him like, hey, what can I do in my garage? And this is my current setup. This is what I'm thinking. I don't want to have to raise my garage rails. I don't want to have to do a side mount motor right now. Um, what are you thinking? And the number came back a little higher than I thought. And when I say a little bit higher, a lot higher than I thought, which is fine. I was trying to create a budget. I'm trying to create in my mind, okay, a spectrum of DIY to commercial 100%. This is a perfect build. What is that? I got that now, and I got to figure out what I'm going to do, because this commercial build is probably not in the books this year or even next year. Like, it'd be premium and it'd be great and it would last a long time, but it is not quite what I want to spend money on right now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I get you. Like we're trying to do stuff like not golf related, but we'll come back to the sim thing. But it's like, yeah, we're looking at how can we divide our backyard so Miles can have a clean area, no dog poop or anything. And it's just like, well, I could half-ass it, just get like the basic cheap metal barrier. We can bolt it here and there, and then it's like, well, like then it's gonna look like crap. Got to replace it 6 months later because of weather. Do it again because it's like trying to keep budget, and it's like, why don't we just get something like you're talking about, more suitable, stable, not semi, like not permanent, but something that's gonna definitely last much longer, but it's gonna be at a higher price point, and it's just okay. Do I spend, I don't know, let's say $3,000 and do that right, or is it 500 here, 500 here, 500 here, or whatever it ends up being?
yeah,
It's just yeah,
you end up spending the same amount of money with a lot more headaches.
yes, but
Yeah,
yeah, the
it's
sim, yeah, it's a tough one.
well, we sit and we talk. I've been talking a lot about my health journey, and I talk about it
Mm-hmm.
because it forces me to be accountable, right? Because I'm going to talk about it and I need to be showing progress, and I'm down 8 pounds in a month. So
Hey,
that's great.
awesome.
And that's awesome. But it's part of that too. As I talk to my nutritionist, she's asking me, what do you do for mental health? What are some goals of yours? And obviously, it's a lot of my goals are around golf from a competitive standpoint. It's I want to get back into this and that. And she's like, well, when can you get to the range? Like, that sounds like golf is kind of your mental health release, but it's also something that you're striving for, and it is to an extent core and cardio. So that can count as a workout. Is yeah, or allergies outside all the time. Um, so as I'm talking to her, she's asked me this. She's like, "Well, can you go to the range before work one day?" Because I told her with my last job I was able to, because I worked 15 minutes from the house. I could go. They had a shower at the work, so like range, shower, work. I'm sitting down by 9 a.m. No big deal. But now I work in South Dallas, so no, the hour drive, that's not really feasible from the time that a range opens at 6:30. So that's what started me thinking this. Well, maybe I should just invest in a simulator, because I was talking to my buddy last weekend about paying the membership at a public course like a Westridge or somewhere like that, where you can get free balls, but that's $5,000 a year or $4,000 a year. I was like, well, I can spend that and be limited on when I can go hit, because if it rains, I can't hit. If it's raining, I can't go play, or I can take what I would pay for a year at something like that and put it into my garage, where I can play and practice whenever I want. I mean, I could finish a podcast right now and go downstairs and play. My neighbors might hate me, but I could. I could even soundproof the garage, maybe like put those little insulated panels. That would help. So that's what put me down this path. But I need to be able to practice more. I want to be able to practice more, because I'm not finding the time with my current schedule. And pretty soon we're getting into winter where your frost delays. So I'm not going to be able to go before work, even if I wanted to. It gets dark at 5:30, so I'm not going to be able to go after work. So I really want to figure out the simulator build. I just don't know in my head how much I'm willing to spend to get it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I was saying the DIY, because I thought about that with my garage, cleaning out, making it somewhat usable, but then you hit on the point where I could probably make it work, but realistically, to be expensively safe, I would say, hey, I need to do a side mount garage lift. So I get rid of the track and then raise my rails, just make sure it is not going to have any like club, hitting into it. The depth will be fine. The width is fine. And then, yeah, I was like looking at these little DIY kits that you can buy pre-made. And if you just get just the framing, it was like $1,300. Then if you want to get the mat, it's another like $600, like the big mat. So it's like the ones that full on connect and go from. And I was like, well, there's some of the stuff that's like I don't need. So you could really make it. Well, I want to say country, because country people like that is like just repurpose something to make it work. It's like kind of like tin cupping it. Just I've got a net, I've got a sheet, I got a projector I can put up there. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I've got a hitting mat. Throw some moving blankets, like I said, and reinforce with 2x4s and PVC. So you can get a functioning one, and it wouldn't be polished.
Yeah, and how much do you actually have to do? That's definitely the question. I did exactly what you were talking about. I priced out on Carl's Golf or whatever it's called, and it was to get the turf and the mat and the screen and everything. Yeah, it was like $1,700-$1,800 all in, with the frame pieces. I did find a company, and from all the reviews I have seen, they are reputable, and I'm gonna say on the same level of a Carl's, it is half the price. It is. It would be like, I think $800 for
interesting
frame, enclosure, and screen. But it's not bungees. It's all like Velcro and.
Yeah, but you can buy a box of bungees at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
a
they
kit
don't
of
have
bungees
grommets in them. So if I ever wanted to change to a Carl's later, I guess I could use the frame, because the frame would be the same size, but I'd have to buy some of the Carl's pieces. But what's cool about this one is they also have a pole that extends from the frame, and it mounts your projector right there. It's a short projector.
Yeah.
That's the next issue, is where do you hang a projector in the garage? But this one has a pole that mounts the frame, and it's short throw, so it's right there. So
yeah.
For $800, is that worth it? Maybe. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't DIY it for much cheaper.
No, and I'm on Amazon. I'm seeing like the bungee with the ball, the grommets. You can buy a whole pack for like $12.
Yeah.
So, I
Um,
mean, there are ways. Now, if you know a guy, you know a guy who's like got extra metal scrapping and he's just into welding in his
yeah.
backyard or just they can weld together some stuff pretty cheap for you. Or if we were handy enough and we knew how to weld and had the machinery, we can just
Just try it ourselves.
no. I think the biggest cost, like right off the bat, is like obviously you'll need a new side garage lifts, which aren't cheap, and then
Well, I
raising the
have it
rails and labor.
right now. I have it sitting where I don't necessarily. Granted, I'm gonna have to fix that. I right now where I have my screen, I don't need to raise the rail. Um,
But you do need a new
because
lift.
well, no, because right now the motor's like right above me, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
hitting sideways. So as a right-handed golfer, my club's going around the side of the rails.
Okay.
My driver has gotten close. I have nicked it once on the back. Um, but my swing was also a lot worse then. It was different. I think I was just too vertical on that, too steep. I think because my garage doors are actually pretty big because my truck fits in the garage and my truck is 7'2". So I think I have 8 foot opening in my garage. So
Okay. So you're like
I
six
should be able to
panels or
fit a
whatever.
screen. Yeah, I should be able to fit a screen right below where the mounts are. And I think I'd be fine with the swinging and everything, if I'm correct. I think I'd be fine. What I want to do though, because the problem is that's perpendicular to how you pull into that space.
Mm,
So the enclosure would be eating into that space, which is why right now I don't have an enclosure. I just have a screen up, but that doesn't really help me if like my son wants to hit and he shanks one. Like there's nothing to stop the shank. And
mm-hmm.
it just doesn't feel like a bay. Like everyone just tosses their stuff in there. And I'm constantly moving. It's a nightmare. What I want to do is I want to turn it to the back of the garage where that way, like we could still, because we want to get a golf cart at some point in our life.
Mm-hmm.
That way we can still pull a golf cart in and it doesn't impact anything. The kids' bikes and toys and all of
Mm-hmm.
that on the, cause it's our third car side. So we don't use it. They can still use that space, but I need to turn it. If I turn it where it's parallel with, or I guess the screen would be perpendicular, but it's parallel with the back of the
Mm-hmm.
garage, I would have to raise my rails. Honestly, I'd probably have to raise both sets of rails. Because I think the double rail might be in my way too as a righty golfer.
Yeah, like the way you're envisioning your setup, it sounds like it's more involved.
It is, and that's why I'm trying to wrap my head around what I think would be best. And my wife is, we have said this on, I think on the pod before. Casey has given me the green light to do the media room and make it
Mm-hmm.
into a simulator room, which I guess if I did that, I could combine this, right, the podcast studio into that as well. So I could move the media room chairs into this room and put a big screen, and the boys could have this room to kind of do that movie and everything
The
in
media
that
room
room.
should be big enough. Like you wouldn't like overall spacing, like the square footage should be the height and the width, right?
Yeah, no, it is. It's honestly, it's like right at the perfect numbers. I'm, I think 13 and a half wide, and they say 13 to 14. If you're swinging lefty and right, I don't have any lefty friends, so I could even cheat over a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm 17 deep. So if I used a
Oh, that's
Doppler
plenty.
based launch monitor, I have distance from hit to screen and distance from ball to Doppler, and I'd still be fine.
Well, that is a way to go and it'd be climate controlled.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is the sound because it's upstairs. The boys are upstairs. Like if I want to go hit at 5 in the morning, or I want to go hit, say we get off the podcast and I want to go hit at 10 o'clock. You know
Yeah.
what's
I
that going to
mean,
sound like? Even with panels on the wall, I'm a little worried about that.
say if you soundproof the walls, I mean, you may have to like find some way of like blocking it on the door because that's where most of the sound is going to come through is just the doors.
Yeah, and that's where I don't have. I don't want to say I don't have. I don't have the desire to spend that kind of money right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where my mind is going. Okay, maybe it makes sense to just DIY the garage for the next year or two. And
Mm-hmm.
when I feel in a better place to pull that trigger and to go all out in the media room, I go all out in
Mm-hmm.
the media room. But
There you go.
that's probably to the tune of 15 grand, 20 grand. I mean, those are not cheap to do a build like that, because I would have
No,
to
is
move
that
my
it?
projector, because my projector is right where I would be swinging. So I would need to
Mm-hmm.
short throw that. I got to run all new cables, because right now all of the pathways are at the front by the screen, but I would need the computer back behind me. So I'd have to run all new cables to that side with HDMI.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not an easy transition. Not
No.
to mention, obviously, the flooring, the soundproofing. I mean, I think it would be awesome, and I think it would add value to the house, especially in the neighborhood that we live in. It's a country club style neighborhood. I think a lot of people that move into this area would find value in something like that, but um, I don't want to pull that trigger right now. So my mind leans
No.
me toward just do the DIY, go buy this $800 screen. I already have a hitting mat in the garage, and make that work for the time being, and slowly add more to it.
Yeah. I mean, unless we find some other like open space that's easy enough and easy to convert without still trying to. I mean, you're still going to be dropping a couple grand minimum.
Well, if I go this route, I found a projector for like $200 that has good reviews in a garage setting, and the screen, which is all in. Like I said, it's the poles and the impact screen for 800. So it'd be about 1,000 for me to do this. Um, and I'm up and running because I already have a launch monitor. I have the Mevo. It's certainly not end state. I would want to do something different if I
Mm-hmm.
had the money, which is why I say 15 grand on the, because I would probably do an overhead style like the Trackman IO or the GC Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
That way I'd never have to worry about setting it up. Like, it's plugged in, it's ready to go, it's above me.
Yeah.
So I have everything I need other than the enclosure and the projector. Like, even my iPad, I mean, I already have an iPad, so I can run all the
Right.
software.
Well, Christmas list,
yeah,
birthday,
yeah, exactly.
anniversary, next 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, everything. Speaking of screen time, I saw something the other day, and I did want to ask you this, not related to golf. It was about screen time, and it said something along the lines of like kids ages 6 to 17 that watch more than, I guess they say 4 hours is the, I don't want to say acceptable, but like the limit on daily screen time, is linked to a higher chance of neurodivergence, so autism, ADHD, stuff like that, or mental health issues, anxiety, depression, all those types of fun things. So, one, I guess two questions, because you have a toddler. You also raised your other girls. Granted, they didn't really grow up in the technology. I mean, they had it.
Not the
They're not
same.
they're not
Yeah.
young, but they're not old either. So technology was a thing, but wasn't a thing. But how much is too much in your opinion, and how do you as a teacher differentiate? Because a lot of schools use a heavy amount of screen time for teaching now. I mean, back in our day, it was Elmos and projectors, or overheads, right? We didn't
Mm-hmm.
have screens. Like, we had a computer class where we would go to computer class and type, and you're there for 30 minutes, whatever. But now, like, my son last year brought home a laptop. Like, that was in fourth grade. And you're like, what the heck? And so how much screen
Yeah.
time is too much screen time, and how do you differentiate that when the kids are pretty much learning on screens at school as well?
See, this is a good point because, it's not like an argument or anything like that in our household as far as what it is, like the amount, but I do mentally like to separate. It's because doctors say screen time. I like to say, is it phone or is it a TV that's several feet away? All right. Because the difference is, one, the TV, you're not glued to your TV this far, right? And most of the time when kids are on their phones, they're doing something more high paced, something that's going to give them that immediate dopamine, ephedrine, whatever you want to call it, like endorphins, just like acceptance, acknowledgement. satisfaction, gratification. Like I hit the button, I succeeded, boom, boom, boom. So that is definitely sending some bad signals.
Yeah.
Early on, TVs, they can't touch it, right? They sit there to sit back, enjoy, relax. And I like to differentiate that. Now, do I let my kids or even Miles plop in front of the TV for a very long time? No, except maybe like on a Friday, Saturday, it's like, hey, let's just watch a movie, Toy Story or something. And he'll sit there for a while, but then he just gets down and plays. So
Mm-hmm.
his screen time is not concentrated. And when the girls are growing up, like they didn't get, Maddie got her first iPhone like sixth grade, seventh grade. And then Peyton was around the same age, but I know when they got into high school, they have their phones when they went to bed, and then it's like they stayed on it and doom scrolled or whatever it was. But yeah, I believe screen time, constant screen time. Let's just say a number, just from easy math. I think if it's like 5 to 10 minutes, and then you're sit down and you're going.
Yeah.
But if it's like 5-10 minutes to up to an hour, 2 hours over a whole day, like me as an adult, I'm like, I think that's fine. But if it's 2 hours constant until there's like, oh, I need to plug in my battery and because I've been on it so much, that's a problem. So I
Yeah.
think that is an issue, especially when they have the quick instant stuff. And then as far as the classroom, they have this board. It's like a TV. It's up there. They don't interact with it. It's digital, but my setup is like 15, maybe 20 minutes of a screen up there, but it's not action, it's just notes. They copy, talk about it, and then I'm cutting in front of the board, so break it does break that up a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. What we're almost done with the first quarter, and I've only had one true assignment that they needed a laptop for.
Yeah.
So I personally like try to limit it as much as possible, to where it's not a constant continuous watch. But if it's like breaking up here and there, I don't think that's much of an issue personally. But what they've seen on social media, what they follow, I think creates more of a problem than the actual being on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Like the anxiety, all the different new disorders, mental health issues that do come up. I think it's because they get influenced very easily in their young minds, not knowing how to differentiate the differences between this is just media stuff that they're trying to get. This is somebody who's just trying to make money because they didn't know any other way to do it. And they're doing stupid crap and the kids are finding entertaining. And that creates problems. So some of the stuff that they are watching is a bigger issue. Um, yeah, so
Yeah. I mean,
it's a lot of different things that are going on. And it's funny you brought that up. I don't know the full truth, but I saw like a headline over the last, was it ChatGPT's been around 2 years, at least 2 years,
something
roughly.
like that. Yeah.
They started to look at brain scans of people who use ChatGPT a lot versus not, and they could see a difference in brain function. Like the ChatGPTers' brain function is actually diminished over the course of time, constant use, because now they're relying on something else to give them answers instead of their exercising their brain. And I think that's true. Now, for us adults, I know we chat GPT, but it's mostly just help put something together. Boom, it's quick. We're not relying on a full essay written in school, full like this, full programs, finding
Yeah.
answers, doing everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think you hit on a handful of things. You use the word doom scroll, which is something that I had noted that I was going to say myself, and um, then what you kind of roundabout talked about was educational screen time. Using it for an educational purpose, whether that's in school or other. And I think ChatGPT kind of falls in that same bucket. Um, for me, it's like I use ChatGPT quite a bit, but I'm using it to teach myself stuff. Like when we
Mm-hmm.
started this podcast, content creation, editing. I'm not asking it for ideas. I'm asking it, hey, walk me through a workflow of
Mm-hmm.
how to edit a podcast properly, how to edit um, a video, a TikTok, a this, a that. What program should I use? Because I'm a big fan of, or a big believer in, you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm sitting here, like, how else am I going to know about all of these different, an Adobe Lightroom or a Final Cut Pro, that all these softwares that you use to produce the content, or even what mic we're going to get, right? So I think there's a use in I call ChatGPT a tool. I'm not sitting there
Mm-hmm.
asking it to write a blog for me that I know some people may or may not do. Or so I think there's that. And I think TikTok, we have to be somewhat cognizant of the world that we live in, podcast content creation as well. TikTok does have a place. We've talked about that before. Instagram, all of them have a place. I personally use TikTok as a learning tool and somewhat of an engagement tool. Obviously, we
Mm-hmm.
have comments. I'll be commenting. I'll be talking. Um, but I'm also looking at what are people doing. What are the trends? To me, that's educational. I'm not doom scrolling to doom scroll. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at it with an intent behind it. Or my personal TikTok is full of golf instructional videos, baseball catcher, baseball instructional videos, lacrosse instructional videos now, because I'm helping my other son. I don't know anything about lacrosse. Or cooking, because I am a huge cook. We've talked about that, and one of these days
Yeah.
we're gonna dive into um, that side of it. Shameless plug: I do have a Bald Bro Kitchen Instagram account, so go look that up. I do like to cook. Um,
Scrambling
but
Dads cooking episode.
yeah, maybe I need to roll Bald Bro Kitchen into a Scrambling Dad Kitchen, and just rebrand it there. Get a new little logo with a spatula. Yeah, so I use them as tools, and I think they're okay as tools. It's when you hit the
Mm-hmm.
doom scroll. I'm gonna ask this question. I know the answer because I've looked it up. I'm gonna have you guess, and I can't remember the dates. I've been terrible today about remembering anything. Call it a decade ago. What they said, the average video capture, meaning like if you're on a Facebook or you're on a reel or something, the average watch time was a decade ago. 2 minutes.
I don't know.
2.5 minutes. That was shocking to
Wow.
me too. Today, 45 seconds. So the average engagement of a reel or a TikTok is 45 seconds, which touches exactly on what you were talking about a second ago, where you said no one has the attention span. Oh, you're dang right, no one has the attention span, because we've trained them to not have the attention span.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the same with like streaming devices. We lived in the era of, if you had to go to the bathroom, you ran and jumped over a couch to go to the bathroom in the 30 seconds or 45 seconds that a commercial was on, so you didn't miss anything. You might
I
tackle
remember those.
someone, you might break something, we don't know. But the answer
Get out of the
was,
way.
yeah, you'd say, I gotta go to the bathroom, and everyone's like, well, you better hurry. So now it's like, oh, will you pause it for me? Oh, there's commercials on this one? Like, why are there commercials?
Yeah.
Because we don't pay for the premium streaming on Disney Plus. That's why we have commercials. You'll be fine for the minute you have to watch a commercial. Like, we have created the environment we live in, and it's instant gratification. It's like you said, the dopamine kick instantly. So I struggle
Yeah.
with screens. Like I said, I have a perception of how I use it. I don't really doom scroll. I'm on my phone quite a bit between work and Scrambling Dads. I'll admit I am on my phone a lot more than I used to be. But to me, it's still a tool, and I don't think kids see it as a tool today. And I don't know what the answer is on how much is too much, because I think 4 hours is way too much per day. I think an hour is way too
Mm-hmm.
much per day, but it's hard when everything is on a screen.
Yeah. I mean, it gets to the point like, yeah, I mean, for sure, like you're old enough, we're old enough to understand these devices and components as tools. We use them as tools. So, and that's like even this last assignment I did with the students and things like that. I feel like I'm like, you have had your laptops since middle school for some of you. And I ask them, I go, not once, especially your English teacher, because you're writing, right? But if it's not English, find another class, maybe early on, how to properly use email, how to actually attach a document to an email, how to write an email. Most of my emails I get from students, they're like Twitters and text like style, just lowercase, blah, 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 like nothing formal, nothing proper. And then, oh my gosh, they've we have they get accounts to Google Drive, like through their student account. It's LinkedIn, student accounts, Google Drive. I cannot tell you how many times I go, you have a Google document. Google Documents do not accept just drop in photos, drop in things, unless it's put into their system or their server. So drag your file or upload it to Google Drive. Like, how do I do that? I was like, oh, you're third years in high school and you still don't know how to put things properly into files, into your drive. And then they don't know how to share it properly. So I'm also teaching them how to functionally use their computers as a tool. And I'm like, guys, this is more than just a video player or movie screen and another mirror for you when you turn on your camera. Like, this is a tool that's going to help you with your productivity later in the world, because this is what you're going to be using, like how to link things properly, how to upload things properly, how to make file. Like, it's incredible how much class time when we get to these assignments, they don't know how to do things properly on a computer, or how to write formulas in a spreadsheet and use spreadsheet to graph it for you.
Excel is a nightmare. I
It's
I didn't
rough,
have
but if you can
I didn't
use
have a cheat
it,
sheet. Like, yeah, that wasn't given to me. Right? I had to learn Excel. I had to learn formulas. Being in the real estate business, we use Excel a lot, and we use some pretty intricate formulas. And I work with some of my project managers and people coming up now, and some of them barely know how to do a sum if statement, which is to me pretty simple in the grand scheme of things. And I'm like, oh wow, this is okay. it's it's where we're heading as a country. But to your point of like, how many of these kids really get on a computer, right? They have their tablets and phones, and that's all they get on.
and
Like,
all
we
they do
were
is watch
growing up,
movies.
we got on a computer. Like, that was, we didn't have a
Yeah.
smartphone.
Yeah, kids these days, they just use the laptop. As soon as they got their laptops back this year, open them up. First thing, YouTube. Oh, can I get on Netflix? Oh, can I? Like literally the first day they active, and they're like, it's blocked. It's blocked. I can't. I'm like, that's why they
Yeah,
took them. They
because you
cleaned
can't
them
pay
up,
attention.
and like, you guys need to functionally, like, you can't rely on these things. And then it's like, how do you do this? I go, I've told you 5 times. Try looking it up. Use the computer and actually look it up. Hey, YouTube, they have great instructional tutorial videos on how to do things. Learn from it.
Yeah,
Like, come on. Like, it's
use it as
just,
a tool.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even my YouTube, I get on YouTube a lot too, but it's, again, it's a tool. It's watching someone edit something, or it's watching someone from a baseball drill or whatever it is, right? It's all instructional, or it's golf gear related. You know, I might watch a club review, but like, I'm not sitting there and watching every episode of a good um or anything like that. Like, that's just not.
No.
So
No.
I don't know,
I
but it's definitely a lot.
I mean, I'll turn
Everything's
on
been changed.
Good or one of those YouTube episodes, but it's like I'll turn on, watch it for a little bit, but then I gotta clean and stuff, so I just hear it and I'm not
Yeah,
glued
it's
to it.
background noise. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, it doesn't help
yeah,
that
I
right
mean,
now there's nothing on TV. We're getting to the end of sports. I mean, golf, in my mind, ends this weekend. We have the Sanderson Farms tournament next weekend, but no one's going to be in that. No one's going to watch it.
no, Cowboys
Baseball,
suck.
Cowboys suck. Baseball is coming to an end. The Rangers are looking like they're going to miss the playoffs. So I'm going to stop caring about that. I'll probably watch some of the playoffs just because Grayson will want to watch it with playing baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey's getting started, which huge Stars fan, so I have that. And my Miami Hurricanes are doing great right now. We're number 2 in the nation. So, but those are hockey is a streaming service that we don't have because of their network deals. So we can't watch half of those games. And football's only on Saturdays, and Miami's a bye. So like sometimes I have nothing else to watch. We're kind of like in that dead season of sports where like it's all about football, and I'm not a huge football guy. Like I don't watch the NFL. So I just like Sundays are my day to go play. Like I'll go play golf and yeah. So no, I am looking forward to this weekend though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. Well, good. If you don't have anything else, follow us, give us a like. YouTube, Spotify every Wednesday morning. Scrambling Dads on all of our socials. Jason, until next week.
Have a good one.
Why are you looking at me weird? Look at the camera. All right, everyone. We have a special guest with us. Someone that you've heard about for going on 15 weeks. Someone that I've talked a lot about that has built me up and made me the person I am. My wife, Casey.
Why?
I did not bribe her to come on and do the Ryder Cup recap with me.
But you did probably ask at least 6 people before me, and I'm the only one currently in the house. There are 4. I feel like it was more by default, but you have wine, so.
I brought you wine.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, you know, like when you leave people like little crumbs and they just follow.
Well, you found me. You'll get a new view of, or a new angle, I guess, of the studio that we have yet to fully transition to a studio. Still have the red from our kids' Lego room from 4 years ago. So just ignore the red paint behind Casey.
It's because you like to start projects without like the basics first. Like, painting would have been a good first step.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like your shirt explains exactly why. Like, he's golfing. Like, I have other things to do. Like, what was our day yesterday? No. Oh, well, okay, we Ryder Cup, but we had Bella's game, and then Grayson's pictures, and then it was golf. But it was with Trip, and the family went. Y'all came with us. So like, I wasn't home. I'll finish this over Christmas, maybe. I got to get to the kitchen first because that's been sitting for like 8 months. It's half painted.
I'm sorry about Isabel's room.
We don't need to talk about that one.
4 years.
Okay, look. I have a serious question for you. We need to get into this. How much did you pay Bella to score her first goal without me there yesterday?
It's on a need-to-know basis.
Like, you knew I wasn't going to be there, and you're the coach. You rigged the game so that she would score without me.
I may have taken advantage that the other team was half off the field and not wanting to play.
You couldn't have let any of the other girls do the kickoff?
Not one that I could not. It was her turn. She was also one of my only willing participants.
It's not surprising. I've seen those girls.
Yep.
They run for about 10 minutes or 10 feet and
10 seconds.
10 seconds and decide to want to go get water.
Yeah, her legs hurt.
All right. I like to do this to new guests. Doing some rapid fire icebreaker questions.
Oh, no.
Oh, you knew you were going to have to do this.
Warn me. No.
Of course I didn't warn you. Why would I warn you?
Because you love me.
Yeah,
You know my mouth.
I do. All right. How awkward do you feel right now?
A solid.
Like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 100.
No.
10 out of 10. So, okay.
I hate the sound of my voice. I hate being on camera. Like, this is just. I didn't even want to be in our own wedding video. Yet here I am.
We didn't even pay attention during our wedding.
I don't know why it surprises you at all about me.
And we literally got in trouble for talking during our ceremony. So, I mean, I don't think either of us really cared too much about what was happening on the photography or video side.
I feel like I need a golf clap after every response line me.
The soft one. Not at the Ryder Cup.
Oh.
Okay. If you had to describe me in one word, what would it be?
Ambitious.
That was actually a lot nicer than I expected from you. I feel like that was censored.
Actually, it wasn't. It really was the first thing. I was panicking, but that really was the first thing.
I love you too. Why am I your favorite person?
Just feel like it's a given.
You followed up being vicious with it's a given. Like,
Even my favorite personal ones. See, and we have fun.
fine, I'll take it.
I mean, how do you do a word with that?
You don't have to do a word. I just said why. Be anything.
I'm the best friend.
Oh, there we go. All right. How many episodes are you behind on the podcast?
Only one.
Oh,
And I started it.
caught up.
I was actually fully caught up, and then I think it was Friday, and I was like, oh, I think they dropped one on Wednesday. Very fast, every Wednesday thing, but I really know it. And it is one day. So
This is the fact. What's your favorite thing about me doing the podcast?
I get a lot of Wednesday nights alone.
I don't feel like you would ever actually tell me that if we weren't in this forum.
Probably not. First thing the other night.
Because I feel like you always complain every Wednesday. You're like, the podcast today. But secretly, deep down, you love it.
Then I get mad because we have shows that we need to watch. And we get so behind, and they're reality shows. So if I look at my phone the next day and I don't watch the show, I will get spoilers. Do you?
I do. I'm not on those socials as much as you were, though. So I don't really see spoilers.
Well, I'm going to start sending them to you.
No, so I like living in my little bubble. All right. You talked about it earlier. You kind of touched on it. Her question to me before we got on was, is this the right place to correct things said in previous podcasts? We're not going to talk about what you wanted to talk about, but we are going to talk about, do you have any feedback on the How We Met podcast? Because I told our story and you weren't here. So would you like to correct anything?
I'm sure there is. But overall, I was listening to that one. That made me smile.
Might make a story.
It's very on brand.
It's very on brand for us.
Oh, actually, I do. Okay. Going back to when we met, and you said, I called and said, I can't find the rest forever. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
you were describing to me.
That was
okay,
a right or a left, yes.
right. And I was like, oh, well, then I guess I went the wrong way. And you're like, well, there was only 2 ways to go. And then when I saw you is when I was like, hey, I parked in 2 hour parking. I didn't say it as nice as you said. You said it a lot nicer.
Well, in fairness,
I don't think
it comes off very.
It does. It does. You're right.
It's just softening it up
It was
for you.
very nice. But I didn't mean it mean. I really didn't. I just meant like, I have an outfit.
See, I didn't need it now. I was all in on through your one text today.
Yeah, sorry.
How many people had to force you to go on that date?
I tried to cancel it twice, and 2 different friends did me on it. They told me that I would have to essentially get burglarized. Like someone have to break into my house for me to meet them. And that probably isn't the man that I should want or meet.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's safe.
So that I therefore needed to go out.
Yeah.
And I could at least get a free drink out of it.
You got a lot of free drinks that night.
Yeah, how many drinks did I drink?
Well, I don't know, but we were there for 8 hours, so.
I wasn't, but still.
I feel like it was casual drinking.
Yeah,
We were talking a lot.
Like,
We were talking a lot.
Yeah.
Let's say the music. Yeah, we were listening to music. There's always music there.
it wasn't that loud though.
Well, it was a Sunday night. It was teen. It wasn't like.
Oh, okay, it was like a concert.
Do you remember the Stars game that we went to there?
Yes.
Sat in a little fire pit and watched the game.
I did.
They did that.
It was really cold though.
It was amazing though. Loved it.
It needed to be like a little less cold for that to be even more.
We had wine, a fire pit, and blanket. I thought they had blankets there. Was it just in a jacket? We had something on us.
Maybe we threw out blankets.
Yeah, but I could bring a blanket inside. We'll have to do that one again. It's always a fun place. All right. Let's finish the Ryder Cup. Did you look at the outfits? That was like your one task. You're going to look at outfits and talk about them. Is he done? Could you?
No, the guys.
Oh, we have girls' outfits to talk about.
Well, like the girls wore navy, and the girls of the Europeans wore all white.
Bold choice after Labor Day.
Bold choice if you want to drink red wine.
Only for Casey.
Like, I feel that whoever wore white and didn't spill red wine on their outfit like deserves a green jacket.
We're not going to talk about a green jacket. That is a coveted item.
And so not spilling red wine on yourself all day long watching golf. How many red wines do you think they're in?
But
probably a lot.
In all fairness, you don't spill on yourself either. You spill on me. How many of my dress shirts have red wine stains from company events?
If everyone's born to companies.
Exactly. Exactly my point. This is why I gave you white wine tonight on our cream carpet or whatever it's called. Okay. So any thoughts on their outfits? I did see Roy's wife had a drink thrown at her while she was wearing a white outfit.
A beer.
It's a beer. Look at the can.
Was she wearing white that day?
Thought so. But you gotta admit, like, that's too far.
That's way too far.
Why do we always take it too far? You know what Happy Gilmore when they're like hitting beach balls and Shooter McGavin hits it with a putter and yells, "This is golf, go back to your shanties." I feel like that's how God throw it. Well, it was a little much. I know.
You lost me.
Like, I'm just saying, like, there's a level of yelling and screaming and like trying to get a rile out of the other team that doesn't have to cross the line of like using profanities or like at one point Roy was buttoning his top button and someone yelled, "Roy, you don't need to button that to choke," which is funny. He left. That is a funny heckle. It got like, he gets it because he choked at the US Open last year. But like, some of the things are just, to me, goes too far, and it takes even our players' attention away from the game because they're having to sit and calm the crowd down. No, it's not why we lost, but that's definitely part. Like JT and Scheffler, a couple of the guys did get involved and told the crowd to calm down.
But by instead, like the people there told them to stop, like security, and
I'm sure there was some of that. Like I saw a video where Shane Lowry pointed at someone, and I think they were going to remove them from
that even
the course.
The MC lady was chanting.
I saw a headline on that, but I didn't actually read what she said.
Oh, she was chanting "F you, Rory." That's why the crowd was also then saying it. So she started it, and she was on the microphone chanting it, and she was never removed. She stepped down the next day, or that night, I guess, after she went back and saw everybody's not happy about that, and listened to everybody's complaints. Then decided to step down and issue an apology.
That's bad.
But they didn't even remove her. Or the crowd chanting, what was her name?
Amanda.
The chanting her, the alleged
affair that Roy was having with her. Yeah, you can't do that, especially with Erica there. That's disrespectful to Erica. Like, take Rory out of it. Like, going at the players is going at the players, but you can't go after families. Like, that's something that is out of bounds on stuff like that.
That was sad.
It is. In Europe, from my knowledge, from what I heard last year, there were certainly some things said on the European side to Americans since we were on their soil. But like
last year,
not this bad, 2 years ago, 2023. But not this bad. I thought it was a little much. I think it takes our players' focus away. It takes our captain's focus away.
Yeah, we didn't look great.
No, my tracks for lately, quite frankly. Are you happy to get the TV back after this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
This is really the most I watch. I watched Masters, most rounds of the Masters, but that's really the only tournament that I watched. Like,
this one's kind of fun with all the different stuff, and
you kind of get into it.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get into it, like, because there's so much going on, right?
I mean, like, 12 hole, probably not even that far. We have the fifth. Definitely got full sidetrack to target list, but
I did that though. The singles has a lot more action too. It's bouncing around a lot more, so I guess it's a lot more action for like a golf fan, but for someone like yourself that doesn't really care, like I feel like the team stuff is a little more fun because it's just intricate and different. Yeah, I can get that. How would you describe having to watch me watch the Ryder Cup?
Well, it depends which version you get.
That's scary.
Like, When was it? Was it Thursday or Friday? And I said something.
Well, Friday's the first round, so
So Friday.
it'll be Friday night.
When you were all grouchy and you had your AirPod, like we're watching a show. You're like, well, it's fine. Started and watching it all night. It's like, well, we can watch one of our shows and I'll just watch on my iPad and like put an AirPod in instead of go there. So I'm like talking to him about our show and he's like not responding. And so I was like, hello, like you could at least put the AirPod on the other ear. Like you're putting the AirPod on the ear that is facing me so I can even talk to you and I'm hearing it. And you're all like irritated watching. And I was like, why are you watching if it's not even fun? Like you're just getting aggravated.
Well, yeah, because we were doing terribly.
Then turn it off.
Well, no, I want to watch it.
To be miserable? I just don't get that.
No, I guess it's blind faith that we're going to turn it around at some point. I had a reason why I didn't have my right AirPod in.
So that's awesome. Just you can afford some new tips.
We can, but
You didn't ask me. Yeah.
we've talked. Yes, we have talked about this. You're the supply chain in the house.
I know it. You didn't notify me.
I missed this part in your intro because I didn't write it down, and you were extremely awkward before we started hitting the court. It was making me laugh and not focused. I'm blaming you for everything here. I joke that you're the brains of the house and I'm just the doer. We joke that I'm the head of the house, but you're the neck. You're really the lifeline of getting stuff in the house. Like, it's my way of helping your Amazon obsession, but with functional stuff that benefits the house and not just random stuff.
I don't think I'm trying to set you on first of all. I've gotten much better to acknowledge that.
You're the gadget queen. I feel like you're the person that would watch QTV late at night and buy whatever they're selling.
Yeah, when I'm older, probably take that off my car for sure.
How is that different than now?
Yeah, I have friends that will order packages all the time, but they order like 2 or 3 of the same thing because they either forgot they already ordered it or like the quantity was like they pushed it more than once. And so they just bought it from their cart. And so they'll get it and they're like, oh, you want a blow dryer? Well, I don't.
But how is that different than you already? How many times have you ordered
I don't
something?
order the same thing.
Babe, how many times have you ordered something and I look at you and say, why did you get this? We have some right here.
Oh, that's because it's auto work. I need to adjust that. How often it's replenished.
Found the grocery sales on order. Because it happens almost on a weekly basis that you get
That's
something that we already have.
I didn't want to go look to see if we had it, so it would be the cart. It's usually things that like don't go bad though, in all fairness. Like ketchup. I think they have 30 bottles of ketchup in the pantry. That's also on you because I had to climb up a damn ladder earlier. I got to lay down. Sorry. I forgot. And it was like at the top shelf. I can't see that.
Yeah, step ladder in the pantry. You know where all of the extra stuff is. There's all of our extra barbecue sauces.
Well, it was
all the extra condiments.
It just didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Well, also because we have 3 children that wreck that pantry. I clean the pantry and fridge every Sunday. Reorganize it. How many of you notice I've been doing that lately? Before you get home with groceries, I have cleaned out the pantry and fridge of all the old stuff, and I put away all the new stuff. And then the kids ruin it the next day.
The kids. Yeah, do not get from that. Other than spend time. She's great at that.
They're great at doing that. Also, like, our dog is smart. He breathes so loud.
Honey, and between you and him at night, I'm what?
All right. The one thing, one topic, we got to talk about it earlier today. Nico, do you need attention now? Because you got called out for snoring. In format, first individual. So I'm going to read out some stats here. America is dominant in singles. We went 6-1-5, meaning we won 6, lost 1, tied 5. Cool. Yeah, but having is not usually a bad thing. Especially if you're in the lead, having is not bad, especially in golf match. But we won. But we won 6. We won half of them. There's 12 matches and we won.
That's great. That's winning. That one's dominating.
I'm just saying we are dominant overall. We are over since 85 to 2023, we have 69.5 points to their 56.5.
Stat.
It is. So just got 69.
No, you do that. Thank you. Don't you put that on me?
Unfair. I'll be fair to you. I do throw out a lot, and you usually just have blind faith that what I'm talking about is accurate.
You're right. The one time I questioned it.
So 6-1. So we are great in singles. In foursomes, which is the alternate shot format, so not even the best ball format, just the alternate shot format, it is from 85 to 23. It's 52 points to 37 points for Europe. So they are 15 points better than us.
That's
And in Friday alternate and Saturday alternate sessions, they were 6-2. So they beat us by 4 points there. So why are we so good at individuals? And this isn't necessarily golfing. I'm more talking globally as maybe like America versus Europe, as like personalities and culture. Why do you think we are better at individuals than we are at team formats? It is.
Americans are pretty selfish
Fair.
in general. And it's always about themselves or your kids or your something. It's never about the team or being true.
He struggles with that concept, but I will say, and this isn't me tooting, our own horn as parents, he is easily one of the best. There's like 3 on the team, but he is one of the best about like internalizing what we say as coaches about focus and trying to course correct kids, especially like in the dugout. Hey guys, we need to stop playing. Let's focus. Like he is almost to his detriment because he is going to be like that goody two shoe kid sometimes. So I kind of like try not to really let it say much to him. Kind of just let it go. Like, but he's always really good about that. So can't really take his, we could take the bad and be like, oh, we can't say that's a team thing, but like he is putting in the effort to be that leader on the team, which his teacher said in his meeting the other day that he is a leader in the classroom. Sometimes, just gets upset every now and then. He likes it his way.
Learning tongue.
Yeah, we're figuring that out. But it's certainly a culture thing.
It is.
Individuals.
When it's hard when nobody else feels, it doesn't feel like a lot of parents really focus on that with their kids. I could be wrong, but it doesn't feel that way. And we're not in other people's houses talking about what they're teaching their kids and what they're not. Other than maybe one-off conversations with friends, but
Yeah.
So that could be a huge part of it too. But it doesn't feel like that's a huge emphasis in America, I should say.
Well, I was gonna say, do your what's this thing? Like, I go back to that so much when we walk those plazas and you just see all the kids running around, and it truly is like when we say it takes a village. I feel like it's almost sarcasm in America, like, oh, it takes a village to raise these kids. But I feel like somewhere like Spain is almost like they're walking the talk, right? Like they're all out having tapas and wine while the kids are running around the plaza or they're having coffee. Like we don't have that type of culture here. I mean, we can go to downtown, but it's not like a place that the kids are all just running around. Like you're still at your table. Your kids might be somewhere, but like our neighbors aren't watching. Or the table next to us isn't watching out for our kid, nor are we watching out for someone else's kid. So, I mean, to the most part, I mean, I think we definitely do better. But most people live in the bubble of their family or their family and friends when they're out. Is that part of it? Are we just so individualistic that we can't even get along in foursomes where it's all shot and we can't understand each other because the team room of Europe has always been strong versus the American Europe. It's a conversation for weeks before the tournament for you.
Yeah, I don't really understand how a team make a difference.
I feel like it's trust. Because think about it this way, like Shane and Larry, Roy, grown up playing in Ireland together. and now they're living the dream, best friends on tour, right? They have ultimate trust in each other. So you can get a little more aggressive with shots because Shane might be like, well, if I miss this long, I'm going to trust Roy to get it up and down, or vice versa, right? So I feel like
Except trust or just skill?
I think it's both. I think it takes both. Because someone can say, oh, I trust Scotty's going to get up and down. But then what if Scotty's frustrated because the person put him in a bad spot and he doesn't get up and down because he's frustrated, not clear-headed? Whereas I don't think someone like Rory and Shane really get frustrated with each other.
Maybe they're just served. I don't know.
Maybe. But it's the same conversation that I've had about like my golf clubs. I have 2 drivers, but one allows me to go a little bit farther and it makes it worth it if I can hit it straight, because now I can go for par 5s and 2. But if I can't and I have to be conservative, that's a stroke that I'm not getting on the course. So I think that having trust, blind trust in each other, does take away some pressure. And we don't have that.
Marriage.
Well, you've played team sports. You had to blindly trust your players that they were going to take care of their job, correct?
Playing sport.
That's my point. So you take care of your job and you're trusting that someone else is going to take care of theirs. And in an individualistic sport like golf, I don't think that is a culture that we foster as much. We don't have many team events, one. I mean, you have some growing up, like the Walker Cup and the Junior Ryder Cup and stuff like that. I mean, the women have the Solheim Cup, which is pretty much the same thing as the Europe versus America. Which, okay, let's get on that topic because we have a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they combine the Solheim Cup and the Ryder Cup and make it women and men all in one tournament? The U.S. versus Europe.
It have to be 2 weekends.
I have to look at Solheim Cup, the rest of the world. I can't remember if it's, I want to say it's just Europe. No, do it all one weekend.
Are you going to have coverage on all that?
You could do,
You were
Well, you
already,
just have
you were
work.
already watching for a whole weekend.
you just have to talk about short things. Well, they didn't start today till 11. They could have started early in the morning.
So it wouldn't get them pretty spot.
No, they break it up. But like, you could have a male-female team. I think that'd be cool. An alt shot with Nelly Korda and Scotty Scheffler.
They can at least do it an additional one, like off years.
Well, when you sit and talk about wanting to like increase the viewership in female sports to get them the respect they deserve, like I feel like that's a pretty easy thing to do.
It's an easy.
It's a very easy end. So I still think we need to change and be a lot more culture, I guess, like more encompassing, or else we're going to continue to lose.
Didn't I hear that they lost like 6 out of the last 8? I thought I heard the announcer say that.
Well, we haven't won away. We haven't won in Europe. Lost in 2012. That was Medina. Then we lost in Europe in 2014. So 2016, we would have won here. 2018 would have been Europe. 2021, we won here. And then we've lost the past 2, 23 and 25. Yeah. And we have, on average, better golfers. Like if you look at official world rankings of our team versus theirs, our rankings are better.
But maybe I feel like the Europe ones are a given win because we don't really have those style courses here and some not like there. And then on the flip side, those guys are always in America playing our courses because of the PGA.
Most of them live here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like it's almost unfair advantage.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. There's definitely
I'll hope to know.
you're not on this. You're not generally wrong.
Golf.
Yeah,
I know. I think my best skill in golf is finding the
It is great. Second to none there. You're amazing at locating drinks and snacks. I didn't drink Gatorade.
well, you got it because Isabel didn't end up wanting it.
Yeah, Bella got a Gatorade after her Sour Patch Kids and Snickers.
No, the Snickers are mine. She just did it.
As well as half her Sour Patch Kids.
Was it quiet?
But she drew the line at a lower sugar version of Gatorade.
Mhm.
It's our daughter. I blame you.
Mhm.
She gets the snacks from you. That girl asked for a snack no less than every 5 minutes when you were gone today.
What, like 28 pounds? Something like that.
It's because she doesn't eat meals. She snacks all day.
Does.
We had to force her. You had to bribe her to eat her meal today.
No, it didn't.
She went to timeout
That was on you.
because she wasn't eating.
No, she just kept talking, and I was trying to show, and I had already like engaged for like 2 full minutes in the sidebar conversation, and I was kind of over it because she just repeating it. I asked her 3 times to like just eat so we could watch. I could watch the show because it was at that good part, and then she didn't. She kept talking, and then you got involved in.
You know where she gets her need to have engagement in her conversations? From, you're not right about that one.
Okay.
Yeah, from the one that gets mad at me if I don't respond about random stuff that doesn't warrant a response.
Every comment warrants a response.
Definitely not.
And it does. Like if I have commentary about a show, you're supposed to be like, huh, like agree or disagree.
But sometimes you ask things that don't require agree or disagree. Like it's just an observation, and you want me to respond to your said observation. But what if I don't have a response to your observation? You just want to make something up? Just out of thin air. Just
Kind of like your Tiffany you do today.
think you're doing great.
Thank you.
Do you have any more feedback on the Ryder Cup?
Oh yes, actually. The rubber ducks. You didn't talk about the rubber ducks. Like the one that did that first, I'm convinced was a parent. Because nobody like a parent would know that those rubber duckies squishy sound is the most annoying sound.
It's not true. I mean, you have Jeep owners that for some reason pass out rubber ducks.
I'm sorry, what?
Jeep owners, they pass out rubber ducks to each other.
Jeep
Jeep.
owners.
Jeep.
I did not think you said that. I don't know what you were saying, but okay, Jeep owners. Yeah, I learned about that. Yeah, I was like, so where did you get the duck? Then told me the story about how
So-
she didn't bite any of the ducks.
It's a
People
weird
just
tradition.
put them on the dashboard or on
It
the
is-
windshield.
It is a weird tradition. Like it's a
But I
weird
didn't say
culture.
it to like, well, what if somebody puts drugs on it and then you touched it?
Nah, it's 'cause you're a nurse.
I guess so.
Okay, but why would they sell a drink that has rubber ducks with them? That's the better question.
I mean, it'd probably be cute and float and then sink
The dust
down to the
float. They
bottom.
showed a picture. Like this was quite literally.
Cute.
This was quite literally a story on the for the analysts today. Like they were talking about, oh, someone snuck in rubber ducks, and then it was, oh no, we found out that it was in the beverage, and
You got like a rubber duck speak or like a dog toy speak. Nothing loses your focus more than just one little speak.
I would agree.
It was a parent that started it,
What?
no doubt.
Yeah, it was very annoying. Did you see that Rory got pissed and like turned around and told the crowd to shut the F up?
Actually, but you already knew.
Or no. And then he hit a shot to like 2 feet. It's like the ultimate FU right back to them. It's actually pretty impressive. Like, you don't get many opportunities to like,
He was fed. If you can only, person can only take so much until they just boil over, per se.
get that.
Like every night at bedtime.
Bella or me.
You're snoring usually before I even get.
It's because I say, let's go to bed.
Mhm.
And you agree. This isn't like Alex is driving the show. We're all going to bed. Like,
Sometimes you say bedtime.
yeah, because like
So then out of spite, I just sit there.
last night you fell asleep while we were watching your show. So yes, but most of the time I say, hey,
That's
The
not
show
even
will-
blinker though.
the show will end. And I say, hey, do you want to go to bed? And you'll say, yes. I will turn off the TV, go lock the doors, check the garage, turn on the alarm, turn off all the lights, and then go to bed. I will get ready for bed and get in bed as you're still on your phone in the living room. So then I just go to bed because it's well documented on this podcast that like I don't go to bed until I'm ready to go to bed, but like I lay down and I'm out within 10 minutes. Sometimes 5.
It's quite the gift you have.
It's an amazing gift. I love it. I don't start snoring until like an hour, 2 or 3, though. You're welcome.
Do you know that for a fact?
I don't snore at all. You snore. He snores. Nico snores.
I don't snore. She definitely snores.
You're pregnant. You snore
I
pretty good.
definitely snore when I'm pregnant. I would wake up so.
That's pretty sad. Nico snores.
He does. And he sleeps right here next to my head.
But see, that's on you. You've allowed that.
You know how heavy he is? I try to push him off, but he just comes back.
You don't have to allow him to sleep next to you.
I would be up all night pushing him all night long.
Feel like he feel a little more say than that.
No. He will come back.
This is just excuses. This is like when you pull the covers off me and you say, it's a Nico. But you like to do a full Tasmanian Devil 360 in bed while pulling the covers. Or you start to pull my corner because you've kicked your corner down to your feet and you think my corner is your corner.
I do. I get real mad at him.
And then you get mad at me when I steal it back and I wake up, point out that your corner is over here, give it to you, and you're like, oh, sorry. And then you go back to sleep.
I mean, at least I apologize.
It's a sarcastic apology. And at that point, I'm already awake.
What do you prefer?
To not be don't sleep in. So I value my 8 hours or 7 hours that I get home. Cheap shot.
Sorry.
I'm only 35.
It's true. The smallest portion of the year that you're only 2 years older than me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll save the old jokes after your birthday when you're 3 years older.
I'm not inviting you back on the podcast.
Gosh.
I knew that wasn't going to be a threat. Kind of hoped that, like, maybe this one sliver.
I just told you can't afford me.
For you. All right. Do you have anything else on the Ryder Cup? You're being all cute during your research for the podcast. It was actually kind of endearing that you
told you I learned a few things. I mean, I care about
What were the 3 things? The white and navy? The ducks.
The FU worry.
Hmm.
The duckies. The Amanda chant.
That's 4 things.
4. And obviously that we lost.
We did lose.
And
we
that
made it
stupid
close.
rule that needs to be changed. I mean, that one, the envelope or something like that.
Oh, the Victor Hoffman thing. The European player got hurt or re-aggravated his neck injury that he had earlier in the year. And then they just call it a tie. Apparently that's a rule, like an agreement from like 1979. Like it's just been a standing agreement. Like if someone gets hurt, this is what we do. I think it's BS. But I mean, it's not like it really impacted anything. We still would have been a point shy because we would have had 13.5 and we needed 14.5 to win. So really didn't change anything, but I do think it's a ridiculous rule.
Well, if it had been down to that, can you imagine the outrage?
There were a lot of other things that it would have come down to.
So, like, unlike the rest of everything in the world, maybe we should be proactive and not reactive. Like, maybe we say, okay, that rule's kind of dumb this year. That could have been real bad if it would have been, like, down to those half points. We should probably change that before that happens. Will we? Probably not, because we don't choose to do that for anything. But
Yeah, I think
logic would, all signs point there.
I think the fear of not doing it that way, and this is just literally came to my head. You have some guys that are playing 72 holes in 2 days. That's a lot, and they're walking. So I think it's the chance of someone getting hurt could be high, or the chance of someone abusing the rule could be high. They're like, oh, they got hurt, even though maybe they're just exhausted and playing like crap. So I think you have to have rules. I do think it needs to change, but maybe it's like you need to have a medical doctor sign off that it is a true injury and blah, blah, blah. So that someone can't
Why
just
don't
like,
we have 3 alternates? That's part of the drafting.
because then I think it takes away a little bit, because if you have someone that played for 4 rounds, oh, they're playing bad, so we're just going to put an alternate for them.
That could be part of strategy, though.
I don't like that. I think
What?
I like what they do,
Changes
Because-
not always.
because having a fresh person is not fair. Someone that hasn't played at all, that's not necessarily fair. And now they're fresh and playing singles against someone else that's played 4 sessions already. Because you can see that. Like, even the announcers are talking about that. Like, all the players that played, like Rory, who played all 4 sessions, and a handful of the other guys that played all 4 sessions. No, I don't. Yeah.
Find a context. Well, come on.
I agree. I agree with you. I'm just saying, I think they need to like have a medical professional sign off and saying, okay, this is a legitimate injury. It's not them trying to pull something. Now here's your 2 alternates that you pick from. Yeah, but at least it's someone signing off. It's a third party professional that, yeah, we want to.
But if they're winning, then they're just going to say it's a tie.
I like that because then it puts it in their core and then they can't get mad. If they lose, they lose.
Something infinite committee. I can problem solve with common sense. I know. You're welcome.
Do you want to end? All right. We will finish on that note. Thank you for joining me. First in-person guest. We had Mikey as a guest, but not in person. So first in-person guest. Thank you for putting with me for the past, whatever 24 times 3 years. I can't do maths.
I feel like my 8 years of experience hosting the golf has prepared me.
It really has. You've come to love golf. You just want to admit it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you like watching me play at least. Thank you for joining. Everyone, tune in next week.